This is another sign of the times, an analysis, and a commentary. Donald Trump is destroying America. He has not kept his promises to lower inflation, and his massive tariffs are making it worse. A CBS News YouGov poll has found that at least 60% of Americans disapprove of Donald Trump's handling of the economy, while 51% said the president's economic agenda had made them worse off. Plenty of other recent national surveys have pointed in the same direction. In July, Trump took credit for an economic renaissance that he insisted is already happening. Evidently, this didn't exactly persuade the American mainstream. And yet he acts as if he can bully Americans' economic attitudes into submission through constant, reality-defying repetition. "We have the best economy we've ever had," the president declared at a White House cabinet meeting. "We had the best economy in my first term, but we have an economy that's blowing it away." Yeah, right. The idea that Trump, during his first term, delivered the greatest economy ever seen by human eyes is not true. But the idea that our current economy has reached heights without precedent in the history of the United States is every bit as ridiculous. This isn't complicated. Indeed, most Americans' dissatisfaction with the nation's economic status quo is quite understandable. Stubborn inflation data has inched higher, while job growth and the manufacturing sector have also moved in the wrong direction amid sluggish economic growth. What's more, and to be sure, this is not official government data, which is in short supply right now as the government shutdown continues, but Moody's Analytics has a strong reputation and a good track record, and the fact that it shows nearly half of the states either in or near a recession is tough to ignore. The White House doesn't want to hear this, but there's other private data pointing in a similarly discouraging direction. We don't know whether Trump has genuinely convinced himself that Americans now have the best economy we've ever had, or whether he was just peddling the latest in a series of lies, lie after lie. Either way, if he thinks such nonsense is persuading a frustrated public, he's going to be very disappointed. Yes, Donald Trump is destroying America in so many other ways also. He's fanning the flames of division, and he is not bringing people together. He should be making our country better, not worse. He's not really making America great again. Most of his promises are just empty promises. But he just gave Argentina $20 billion, but he can't take care of our own American farmers. Yes, he is a narcissist. He is Adolf Hitler, reincarnated, or might as well be.
And then, of course, the third area is communism. Communism is where the government actually owns businesses. Now, Trump, while he's yelling about socialism and trying to gut the socialist aspects of our government to immiserate Americans, hoping that that will produce the conflict necessary to bring out the military and crack down on us all, Trump is actually advocating communism. I mean, we've bought shares in a whole bunch of American companies, and this is. I mean, people are kind of making fun of it, but he's had our government acquire shares in Intel, MP Materials, Lithium Americas, Trilogy Metals, and U.S. Steel. And everybody from Fortune to the New York Times to the Guardian to the Wall Street Journal is saying, oh yeah, Trump is becoming like a communist. But the bottom line is that the stakes are enormous. We've seen the American middle class go from 2/3 of us down to 47% of us because of Reaganomics. And when it was 2/3 of us, you could achieve the middle class with a single paycheck. Now it takes 2 paychecks. So, we've got to bring back socialism. The socialism that everybody loves. We've got to strengthen it. And that's really what the shutdown debate is all about, too. You know, the Democrats want a little more socialism. They want the Affordable Care Act, subsidies. They want cheap health care. That's socialism. And the Republicans are saying, no, we hate socialism, except for the rich, except for Donald Trump with his Bitcoin company that the government's going to support. Other than that, we hate socialism. How's it going to play out?
No, the president is not supposed to be a dictator or a king. And if it's not right, God will make it right. Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For God's wrath is being revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who are suppressing the truth in an unrighteous way, because what may be known about God is clearly evident among them, for God made it clear to them. For his invisible qualities are clearly seen from the world's creation onward, because they are perceived by the things made, even his eternal power and Godship, so that they are inexcusable. For although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor did they thank him, but they became empty-headed in their reasonings, and their senseless hearts became darkened. Although claiming they were wise, they became foolish and turned the glory of the incorruptible God into something like the image of corruptible man and birds and four-footed creatures and reptiles. And again, if it's not right, God will make it right. And all these are more signs of the times.